Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. I do think there is a lot of potential if you have a compelling product and people are willing to pay a premium for that. The future is much more exciting and interesting if we're a spacefaring civilization and a multi-planet species. It is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. I don't spend my time pontificating about high-concept things. I spend my time solving engineering and manufacturing problems. My biggest mistake is probably weighing too much on someone's talent and not someone's personality. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. The best teacher is the mistake you made. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. I think the best way to attract venture capital is to try and come up with a demonstration of whatever product or service it is, and ideally if you can demonstrate that it's something that you have built and you're not just giving slides to, that's going to be a huge advantage. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. When Henry Ford made cheap, reliable cars, people said, "Nah, what's wrong with a horse?" That was a huge bet he made, and it worked. The fundamental problem with regulators is that they are trying to solve problems of the past. You want to have a future where you're expecting things to be better, not one where you're expecting things to be worse. I think it's important to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. The normal way we conduct our lives is we reason by analogy. We are doing this because it's like something else that was done, or it is like what other people are doing. But with first principles, you boil things down to the most fundamental truths and then reason up from there. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. Life is too short for long-term grudges. The key to making things affordable is designing and manufacturing them in a way that's cost-effective.